Now, how about them damn Celtics?
And we are back with another episode of How About Them Celtics. Sam and I are here recording Wednesday, August 27th. EuroBasket has officially begun, and the Celtics are only about a month and a half away. No, that's a lie. They're 2 months away still. But training camp, technically, preseason is a month and a half away. So we're here. How you doing,
Yeah,
Sam?
a little over a month from preseason ball. Kind of excited. Probably like 5 weeks away for those counting. Exciting show today, believe it or not, for late August. Actual basketball to talk about with Nemi making his EuroBasket debut with Portugal. Kicked ass. And then Noah caught up with Payton Pritchard, who talked to her about a number of things, and we'll go through all he had to say. We'll do the rat list, we'll do your emails, we'll get out of here. It's going to be a fun show today. Make sure you stick around through all of it, subscribe to the channel. We are here every single day with new content. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps are up the morning after each game, and other videos are on the channel in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. But yes, Nemi, for those of you that slept in on Wednesday, which actually probably isn't a lot of people, woke up to a surprise maybe on the timeline. Whoa, Nemi explodes for 23-18, 4 blocks in his EuroLeague debut. Or EuroBasket.
Yeah, Neemias Queta played well. 23, 18, and 4. Moved really well. Czechia is one of those teams that doesn't really have another NBA center, so we unfortunately didn't get the chance to see like the pure post-up defense that we're probably going to get to see against Jokic and Giannis. But off the ball defensively, he looked great. He had a nice chase down block. I was watching some of the highlights this morning. I'm going to try to find the full replay later today and like watch it more in depth. Passing the ball pretty well too. Made some passes off cuts on baseline that I was seeing in the highlight reel. He runs really well. Nick NBA said it on Twitter, like moves really well for a 7-footer. Like if you were looking for a reason to get excited about what Neemias Queta could bring to the table in more minutes, this is exactly what you would have wanted to see. He did everything you're supposed to do, and maybe more, as an NBA caliber player on a floor with pretty much no other NBA caliber players, right? Like when everyone says like, oh, the worst NBA player could beat every single non-NBA player in the world, this is exactly what they mean by it. Like Czechia is obviously full of high-level basketball players. Anybody who's on a national team is an incredibly talented basketball player, but the NBA is full of the best. And Neemias Queta showed why he is at the NBA level versus just playing in Spain or EuroLeague or international ball. Like he very clearly stood out as an NBA level talent in this game, and that's all you can really ask for if you're a Celtics fan.
Coming off a knee surgery, yeah, probably like the best you could have asked for. Almost 2020 game, dominates, only missed 4 shots. Like one thing that we all kind of worry about with him is his touch around the basket, and starts off the EuroBasket campaign with just an uber efficient day. Made a 3 to start the game. Whoa. Right? Little he didn't even move the net from the top of the key. Looked sharp as hell. Comfortable. Shot looked relatively quick too. Like, not saying it was lightning fast, but it didn't look as slow as it has looked, at least when I've watched him take warm-up shots from 3 in person. Usually it looks a little bit slower. Looked very smooth to me. I don't think the Celtics are going to ask him to take threes this year. That's not the takeaway from this. But it's good that he's comfortable doing so in the case that he's, found in a situation late in the shot clock where he has the ball, where he has to take a jump shot. He was 0 of 1 last year. I think he took one from the corner and airballed it. So have to take the make with a grain of salt. But yeah, probably the best start we all could have asked for. Like really awesome, considering the amount of responsibility that's going to be on his plate this season, right? Now, do we know who the starting center was for Czechoslovakia? No, not off the top of my head. With that being said, there are going to be other guys that he plays against, specifically at the center spot, that are going to be good competition for Nemi. So those would be big games to watch as well.
Yeah, I don't know who Czechia's starting center is. I can look here. Let me check the EuroBasket website and see what it says. It looks like, God, I don't see positions here. I'm just not going to be able to tell, unfortunately. The guy who averages the most rebounds, Tomas Satoransky, but I definitely know he's not a center because it's like the only name I do know on here. I don't know. The point is that there is no NBA caliber center, and I think that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, he should have been the best player in this game, and he was the best player in this game, and that's kind of what matters. The 3-point shot looked really good. He looked confident. I think the biggest thing is he didn't hesitate. He obviously practices them every single, pregame warm-up, every single practice. Like every Celtic or center on the Celtics roster for the past years has practiced threes. It doesn't mean they're going to take him. Luke Cornett's taken threes in almost every practice. It doesn't mean he's going to take him. He didn't take him, but he can. He made a midi in this game too. Like the jump shot looks okay. I don't think it'll be a part of what the Celtics want him to do. But if there was ever a year for them to say, like, hey, take a few threes, it would be this one, right? Like, I do wonder how much Joe Mazzulla's philosophy of player development is going to change this year based on where they're at in the standings or what their goals are. Like, since they're not competing for a championship, or in their eyes they are, but since there's a little bit more looseness around what they're attempting to do this year, a little bit more freedom to develop and put an emphasis on that rather than just, play 8-man rotations. I wonder if he's like, hey, Neemias Queta, take a 3. If you're open, take it. Why not? See what happens. So we'll see from that regard. There were a couple moments where Neemias Queta was 3-second violation, which I don't think is in. Maybe I'm wrong, but he was camping in the lane a little bit. Like there were some moments you saw that you're like, okay, that wouldn't fly in the NBA, but I'm talking like 10%, like not even worth like griping over. He looked incredible. Like this was the perfect start. I'm eager to see how he looks against Giannis and Jokic and Şengün, and those types of guys. Porzingis. I think Jokic and Şengün are in his group, so I think we should get to see them. I don't know Portugal's schedule. Let me take a peek and see when those games are, because I think for as much as this game was an incredible start, and don't get me wrong, it was absolutely a perfect start to EuroBasket. It was everything Neemias Queta could have possibly delivered in his EuroBasket debut. I do think getting to see him against some of these other NBA caliber talent is going to be the most important takeaway from EuroBasket in terms of his development at the NBA level.
It's certainly a good foundation for going into training camp with confidence. That's for sure. Playing well over there could springboard. Maybe not springboard. Maybe that's not the right word. But, I don't know, man. Basketball has a lot to do with confidence. You have to get the ball and be feeling good about what you can do with it. Trust yourself to put it in the basket or make the right decisions. And when you're playing at a high level, granted, this is one game, right? He could go out in the next game and be very mediocre to bad, and all of this kind of gets mitigated. But through one game, it's everything you could ask for from a Celtics fan perspective, and that's great. It's great news. He's somebody who, if the team is going to be successful this year, is going to have to take a step forward. And, honestly, to Neemias' credit, he has come a long way since joining the Celtics in 2023. In 2023, he joined the team on a 2-way contract after playing in Sacramento for 2 seasons on the same kind of deal. Last season, 24-25, he played 60-something games. I think 62, 61. He made that many appearances. That's far more than he did in his first 3 seasons in the league. The fact that he made his way into so many games on a 60-plus win team says a lot about the confidence the coaching staff has in him and his ability not to be super uber negative when he's on the court, because he certainly wasn't perfect last year. There's still room to grow. It's just a question of whether or not he's going to be able to continue that growth with the starting minutes. And if he's able to, then it's going to mean great things for the team this year, and it might enable them to continue to be flexible with the roster going forward because he's not on a very big contract.
Yeah, definitely. Neemias Queta plays Jokic in Serbia Friday at 2:15 p.m. and then Şengün in Turkey Saturday at 2:15 p.m. So you get back-to-back days of Nemi playing all-star NBA level centers this weekend. So if you're looking for Neemias Queta tape, if you're looking to watch Neemias Queta games against the guys who we will have to guard in next year's NBA season, is the supposed or expected starting center of the Celtics, make sure to check it out on Friday and Saturday. That's what I'll be looking closely at. But yeah, as good of a start as you could possibly ask for from Neemias Queta. So shout out to him. Tons of credit deserved. He looks
hell yes,
incredible.
And the knee is good. We've just
knee held up.
Having Xavier Tillman on the team last year, who looked great in the finals and then had knee surgery, and then all of a sudden seemed like they took basketball powers out of his body along with
Yeah, well, he
whatever
looked good in the
issue
preseason
they
too. So
removed.
maybe we should wait for
Did he look
to
good in the
see if he's
preseason?
actually good. He looked incredible in the preseason.
Okay.
He looked like he knocked down like 50% of his threes and was playing regular minutes in the preseason. We thought he was going to be like the full-time backup center in the preseason. So maybe we should give Neemias Queta a few games to make sure that we're not getting duped again. But no, Neemi looked really good. Shout out to Neemi. Before we do continue, I need to tell you guys about PrizePicks. PrizePicks, the best place to get real money sports action this baseball season, because basketball season is not going on right now. But when it is, it's the best place there too. Just pick more or less on at least 2 players for a shot to win up to 2,000x your cash. Sam and I do the PrizePicks every single pregame show. Again, more or less on player stats can mean more on Jaylen Brown points, more on Neemias Queta rebounds next season at this rate, or less on opposing player points if we are choosing to go that way. For baseball, which is what I've been going with lately on PrizePicks, Roman Anthony has been great. Garrett Crochet strikeouts has been great. He's creeping up in that Cy Young race against Tarek Skubal, so keep an eye out there. Make sure to check it out. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this sports season. And on top of that, it puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. And when your picks hit, you can get your money in as quick as 15 minutes. Download the app today. Use code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. Okay, Payton Pritchard caught up with Noah Dalzell at his 1v1 tournament. Spoke about a couple things. The most noteworthy of the bunch being the Celtics mindset heading into next season, as well as his thoughts on whether or not he should start or come off the bench, et cetera, et cetera. Starting with the first bit, which we kind of heard a little bit about because he spoke about it in, I think, a different interview about, I don't plan on tanking. That's not in my vocabulary. I think he told Chris Forsberg. He said, there's only one mindset always. I've never been on any team in my life where the mindset wasn't to try to compete for the championship. People can say gap year and all that, but as a competitor, that should never be it. That's not the mindset of the city of Boston either. So the Celtics and Payton Pritchard in specific are ready to go. And I think that's the best mindset they can have.
Well, yeah, Payton Pritchard's a freak, like in the best way. Like he would not be in the NBA if he wasn't an all-time competitive motherfucker. That's how he made it here. That you've seen the videos of him in the garage dribbling the basketballs where you cannot even see the ball bounce because he's dribbling it so fast, and he's just done that all day to improve his skills. Like, he has to have the bulldog mentality to be the level of player he is. And so, of course, he's going to say, like, we're going to be out there competing with everything we have. It's just a fact of the matter. It's what it's going to be. And I think going into the season, so many of the core guys on this team have experienced nothing other than that, by the way. Like, even Jaylen. Jaylen has been on the team for 9 years. This will be his 9th season. Crazy, by the way. They've been good every year. There's not even the year that they were not good in 2021. They went into that year thinking that they could compete for a title coming off an Eastern Conference Finals berth. Like, that is incredible success to have for such a long period of time. Derek White maybe knows what it's like a little bit, having been in San Antonio for some down years. Payton Pritchard has been on all good teams since he came to the NBA. Like, they don't really know what it is like to go in with no expectations. And I still think, like, having no expectations, at least, like, on the outside, is very good. The team's not going to be criticized as harshly. They're still going to hold themselves to high standards. I don't think anybody questioned that. And there's, sure, plenty of chance that they can be competitive. We just don't really know yet. Like, we don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know how things will work without Jason Tatum as much. Like, that's probably the biggest question. How much are they going to miss him across different areas? Because when you think of the loss, we're all like, whoa, that's like 30 points a game they have to make up for, which is ultimately not great for the team success, but for individuals, it's kind of good because certain guys are going to get more shots and score more points, and their averages will be better. But, like, on the glass, they're going to miss that. And considering they lost, they've lost Tatum, Porzingis, Horford, Cornette, that's a lot of rebounding they've lost. And fixing that is going to be a big part of the success this year. They have to figure out what the game plan is, what the chemistry is without Tatum, and that will tell us all. But until then, like, all we can do is guess.
Yeah. I think this is where my head's at. I think Jaylen Brown can give you 26, 27 a night on pretty good efficiency, right? I think that's fine. I think Derek White will probably give you around 18 to 20. Maybe his efficiency dips a little bit because he's got increased pressure, but I think he'll be pretty fine. I think what the Celtics success comes down to is three different things. And it's going to sound like obvious, but this is just going to be the difference between a team in the play-in versus a team fighting for a top 6 seed, maybe top, even better seed in the Eastern Conference, right? Depending on floor to ceiling, right? The floor is out of the play-in. The ceiling is fighting for that, home court advantage, I think, truly. One, how good can Neemias Queta be at not even like becoming a, this star, this 23 and 18 EuroBasket guy, but just like a fine NBA starting center. If he could just be a fine NBA starting center, the Celtics will be fine. And that goes for every big man in their rotation. That's for Luka Garza. That's for Xavier Tillman if he, magically heals his injuries. It's for Amari Williams. Like every center on the roster, if they can just be a fine stopgap center, the Celtics will be good. Two, how good does the young depth look? Baylor Shireman, does he take a step up? Jordan Walsh, does he take a step up? How does, like I said, Garza or Josh Minot, like do any of those guys pop in any way, right? And if you get one or two of them to play a little bit better or show serious improvement, that'll help. And three, what does Payton Pritchard's growth look like, right? Anthony Simons, if he's on the team, you know what you'll get. You'll get good volume, high volume 3-point shooting. You'll get the good scoring that we've seen through his whole career. But he's almost certainly going to have a lesser role than the one we've seen him at. Like we've seen what he can do with all the shots, pretty much, with like the large chunk of the shots in Portland. We haven't seen what Pritchard can do as a third scoring option or even second scoring option, depending on how they want to use Derek White. Is Payton Pritchard a less efficient, 16 to 18 points per game scorer? Or is he like a, Jalen Brunson, Isaiah Thomas type leap when he gets those increased touches? Because I don't think it's impossible. I think it's maybe unlikely, but I don't think it's impossible that there's a world where Payton Pritchard takes a massive leap to being an all-star caliber player. Like I don't think that's off the table. Is it unlikely? Is it more likely he just puts up like 18 to 20 points on pretty good efficiency? Yeah, that's possible. But is it possible he just blossoms into this, oh my fucking God, the Celtics got an incredible player who just, needed the right opportunity? Yeah. So I think depending on the floor to ceiling of all three of those things, we could see a lot of different outcomes for the Celtics next season. What do I think will happen? I don't really know, but I don't think any of them are out of the equation. I
still can't get over the goal for Nemi is to not be the absolute worst. And it's so true.
No, I don't even think it's that. The goal is to be a quality starting center. Like, it not being the absolute worst indicates that he is just, like, not turning the ball over. Like, the bar is higher than that for him now, I think, at this point. Like, last year, all he had to do was not be the absolute worst. And he leaned on the side of the absolute worst, unfortunately, because he wasn't in the rotation. But now the bar is even higher than that for him, I think. And I don't know. I don't know if he can get there, but this was a good start in seeing what his improvements can look like.
Yeah, we just kind of don't want to notice whether or not he's out there. And if we notice it, it should be for a good reason. The Luke Cornett special. That's what we're looking for, I think.
I don't even know if that's good enough anymore with this Celtics
team. You don't think
team.
So?
If they want to be a winning basketball team, that's not good enough for Neemias Queta. If they want to be a play-in team, then sure. Just don't be the worst. Just don't notice him on the court. If they want to be a fine basketball team, he has to be closer to Al Horford than Luke Cornett.
I think we're asking a lot.
It's asking a lot. But do you look at the state of their center position? They have to ask a lot.
They have to, yes. But
exactly.
Like, I want to separate the hypothetical from what people should actually expect.
Don't kill him.
Please don't listen to the show and be like, if Nemi isn't Al Horford, then he's terrible.
Exactly. That's not what
failed.
I'm saying. I'm saying.
Okay, we're getting on the same page now.
I'm saying, and maybe that's not even fair. Like if he turns into Luke Cornett, not Al Horford, like you're still like a really good basketball team, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, if Neemias Queta improves from last year and is not the absolute worst, and you just don't notice him, the Celtics probably aren't going to be a very good team because they don't have the other. Luke Cornett can afford to do that because they had Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis, right?
Yeah.
If Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis were just good enough to not notice them, the Celtics wouldn't have been very good. So if the Celtics want to be good this year, like Neemias Queta can't do, like that can't be the goal for your starting center. That could be the goal for your third string center, but the starting center has to be positive impact if you want to win basketball games. And again, Neemias Queta doesn't get there, and he's just a you don't notice him guy like 2 years ago Luke Cornett. You are thrilled. You are happy. That is good progress. He could be your backup center moving forward. That's a win. If the Celtics want to be a playoff team next season with Neemias Queta as the starter, he needs to be better than that. And that's not going to be, the standard that fans should be like the difference between happy with Nemi and hating Nemi. That shouldn't be like the line. But that's probably going to be the standard he's held to, whether it's fair or not, because that's just kind of what they need from him based on their current center position.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair. But just to swing back to Pritchard, I think he is one of the more interesting characters in all of this. Like, he's, one, wired like a basketball robot. Two, has proven that he is going to put in the work to improve. And three, now has the ultimate opportunity in front of him to be a starter on a team with no expectations, but could still be like pretty decent depending on how everything goes. He's prepared. Like, this probably came for him at the best possible time. He's coming off his best season as a pro. I think there is like a real argument, or at least like, it's not ridiculous to have the feelings that you have, like where you're like, yeah, if he was an all-star level guy that took a leap, like I wouldn't be shocked. The characteristics are there. It's just a question of whether or not with the added attention he's able to continue to like break through and impress us and set new standards for himself every day. It's possible. It's just one of those wait and see things. We really should like write all this stuff down, because when the season rolls around, these are the most important things to watch. Like, these were the things we were speculating on in the summer, because it's so strange. It almost feels like we're talking about the ownership in the sense that we don't know yet. Like, we don't know what the team is going to look like, because there isn't the Tatum piece of this where we know, okay, he's going to do all these things and the rest of the guys are going to have to fill in. Like, we know what to expect from Payton Pritchard when he's asked to play next to Tatum, but when he's asked to do more, we don't know how that's going to go. Same for Derek White can be said. Same for Nemi can be said. Like, there's so many different unknowns with this Celtics team. It's like, I feel like I am having to take on a new role covering the team. I've never had to experience the unknown with the Celtics, at least not to this degree.
Yeah. It's going to look a lot different. And I don't think we're going to understand the full breadth of that until we watch it unfold. It's going to be weird. Also, Payton Pritchard, during his interview with Noah, said in regards to starting or coming off the bench, which has been a heated debate between him and Simons. So a lot of things can change in a year. You can start a couple games, you cannot. For me, it's about controlling what I can control. That's coming into games and changing the game, being an unbelievable player and helping my team win. So that's the only thing I'm focused on ever. It's not about accolades. It's not about starting or anything like that. It's about how can I become the best player possible, which, one, he probably doesn't care that much, but two, I mean, like, Payton Pritchard has never struck me as the I'm going to stir the pot and, cause some shit to happen. It's just a very PR answer, which is just fine.
Except for that one time when he kind of wanted to be traded. But besides that,
it's true. But even then, he didn't say that publicly.
It was not a big problem. Yeah, like, you had to dig to find that when it happened. I know you've said this. Like, it feels like he's earned it. Like, he's spent his time here. He's earned his stripes. He won Sixth Man of the Year last year. He's due for the opportunity that's in front of him. He shouldn't be robbed of that. And I think there is real upside. Like, the more I talk to people about it, whether it be you or Jake Eisenberg or whoever it may be, like, I kind of talk myself into the Pritchard angle. I'm like, wow, yeah. What if he does? What if he does take a step forward? What if he is nasty this year? What if he is an all-star level guy with extra opportunity? The best part of this is we could just sound so silly in 2 months. He could just come out terrible to start the season. We don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. We're going to get a very interesting year of Celtics basketball at the very least. So we'll see how it pans out. But emails, reminders, always, you guys can email us at hbtcpod@gmail.com. That's hbtcpod@gmail.com. We have one today from RJ. We had another email from Thomas of asking about pickup ball. I emailed you back, Thomas, if you're looking for that. I got you. I emailed you back. RJ says, here's an idea. What if we try to win? Well, this is kind of what we were talking about. Evening, folks. So much of the August chatter has been about the Celtics tanking for a topic in the 26th draft, but the wisdom coming from Bill Chisholm and Payton Pritchard talk about a different path, playing to hoist a banner. So I put down some very general ideas about what the path to banner at a team might look like this year and posted to Celtics blog. You can read it here. Enjoy and be well. RJ, I think I kind of just talked about this unintentionally about what the three pillars of what I think the Celtics need to do to be a playoff team are. But RJ has a 6-step plan. So let's take a look at a 6-step plan. Step 1, no more injuries. Tatum out till further notice. Everyone else has to stay healthy. Yes.
Injuries off. Good job.
Use all your tools. 10-player rotation has been what the first few years has been. He's saying Celtics should go deeper on a regular basis. Opportunities should exist to see how the people look. Sure. I think that's important this year when you don't really know what you have. Plan for developmental success. Yep. Shireman and Walsh, exactly what I said. Agree. Build strategies around the players you have. Agree. Don't try to do Jason Tatum stuff with Jaylen Brown and Payton Pritchard. Do Jaylen Brown, Payton Pritchard, and Derek White stuff. Win the game in front of you, win the season. Agree. If they're on the roster, they deserve support. Okay. I can see this. This. Now, I think to your last point, does all this mean ultimate success as in a banner? I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. I just don't think tanking is a realistic possibility and or thing the Celtics should do. I don't think it's in the cards.
I still remain on the fence. Very non-committal on tank versus don't tank. I think there is potential for the team to be competitive. Like, I'm not disputing that. I really feel so lame just being like, I don't know. But I feel like we need to see what they have in the center position against NBA talent first, and
let me
really
ask you
know
this.
How far that could hold them back. Go ahead.
Obviously, if Jaylen Brown and or Derek White and other people get hurt, it becomes a different story.
Yes,
right?
Sure.
But let's say they're just a very mid team with everybody healthy. Everybody stays healthy, and they're a mid team sitting around like the 8, 9, 10 area. Would you just shut them down for the season?
Yeah, probably.
But
what's the benefit of that? Like in 2 years, what does it matter?
But when? At what if there are 20 games into the season?
No,
but then if there's 40, so
you have to play it by ear. Like, okay, so if I was the tank commander, right? Like they hire me, they bring me to the Auerbach Center, they give me an Army helmet, and they say, "What do you think?" My tank strategy would be subjective to what's in front of me. It would not kick in. I wouldn't even be activated until probably the All-Star break. The All-Star break, you probably sit down. At that point. It might not be too late. Just think of how things panned out last year with some of these teams where some of the standings were so close, so deep into the season. It's still possible to move up or down the standings. I'm not saying that tank can have a flexible definition, I suppose. Like, when I'm thinking tank, like, I'm not saying don't give them a chance, because that would be stupid. I would agree with that. I think if you go into the season telling yourself, Jaylen he's going to be limited, we're going to limit him on purpose, we're going to try and keep Pritchard and Derek White from doing too much, like, whatever strategy would have to happen in order for them to be league worst bad right away. That would be ridiculous. But things aren't really going your way by the All-Star break. If you're hanging around the 9-10 range, get out. Get out of it. But I'm sure the standings difference would not be insurmountable to start having teams pass you up.
Last year, the difference between the 10 and the 13-ish was 10 games by the All-Star break.
What about 10 and 12 or 10 and 11?
It was similar.
It was 10 games.
No. It was, they had similar, like 9, 10, 11, 12 was 26 and 30, 22 and 34, 20 and 35, 20 and 35.
Okay, so you probably want to be the worst of those teams.
So you'd rather get a 2% chance at winning the lottery than play in the play.
This is not related to what you're saying exactly. But this is what I'm about to say is not a concrete example. It's not a guaranteed to work this way. But the last year, Dallas jumped Atlanta jumped the year before.
Teams can jump. Teams can jump for sure.
I feel like since they made it like the top 4 teams have a flat or flatter odds chance, like the probability of lower lottery teams jumping up has been greater. And with that being said, it is more valuable to be climbing, even if it's like over 1 or 2 or 3 extra teams, to get yourself a little bit higher odds to those top 4 teams. It is worth it compared to playing in the play-in if things are not going well. This is not it's October 22nd, put the Army helmets on. That's not what I'm saying. But if you're looking at everything that's happening around you and you're just like, man, this isn't going to be it. Things aren't working the way we had hoped. Yeah, I think if you have the opportunity to come away with something, like physically come away with something for this whole season of hell that you've been kind of gifted by the basketball gods.
So what would you do?
Have to take it.
You shut down Jalen, Derek, and Peyton?
Yeah, probably. You find a way.
See, I just don't think like. I think
you don't think it'll happen because it hasn't
ruins...
happened since they've been here.
I don't think it happens because have you heard Evan Turner talk about how fucking much he hated playing in that? Like, I just don't think they are going to let that happen. I don't think Joe Mazzulla is going to let that happen. I just don't think with the personalities the Celtics have on their basketball team that I would rather get the 16th pick in the NBA draft and make sure that those guys get every opportunity to compete and not be upset that they were shut down for half a season and piss them off than have a less than 10% chance of being in the top 4. I just don't think that's worth the chance that you just don't jump up. Because in order, for context, in order to have a better than 9.4% chance of being in the top 4, you have to have a top 10 odds in the lottery. And I don't think the Celtics would be able to get there.
Well, granted, the West and East will be different in terms of like the bad teams.
For sure.
But if you, on average, if you're a bottom 4 team, let's see, so like the 12th seed, or the 12th ranked team in the conference, there's 15, 14, 13, 12. That's 4 on each side. You would have a top 10 pick, hypothetically, if you're in the top worst 8 teams. Like, you would. But to go back to like your original question about if you like have the players like and you shut them down, your point there, I think it's a fair point. I also think if you're at this point of the season and things are not going well, you've given them a chance. Like, you're not robbing them of a chance. They had if the opportunity had been capitalized on completely, this would not be a discussion, which it's a complete hypothetical at this point. Again, I'm not saying October 22nd, put the helmets on, we're tanking. It's, things aren't going well. We have to be subjective to what has been dealt to us. And to the mindset of the players' point, with those 3 players specifically, they are all on long-term contracts. So if I'm the front office and I'm all in on this, my message to them is going to be, this is going to give us, one, you guys will all get a little bit more extra rest going into the summer and going into next season after years and years of making deep playoff runs. And also, hopefully this will earn us a player, because we don't have any cap space to go get anybody, that can help us win basketball games for this next several years.
If your pitch to Jaylen Brown and Payton Pritchard is here's some more rest, they'll spit in your face. They said, shut the fuck up. I don't want to rest.
It's a 2-part pitch.
Listen, if they are healthy, I want them on the court. I don't care. I don't care. That's just, I understand, and I completely get the thought process of if we're that deep into the season and you can tank, do it. Like, I get it 100%. If they're healthy, I don't rest them. That's just I don't think I can move from that. Like, I don't.
In 2
I disagree.
years,
what
does it matter?
I don't care. If they're healthy,
so what do you care about?
Because they're gonna want to be on the court. Just let them play. Just if they're healthy, let them play and let the odds fall where they may and compete. Maybe you get in the play-in and maybe you get that a little bit of extra playoff experience for them. And I disagree with the thought process of sitting healthy players. I think it sucks, and I don't think teams should do it. And so I don't want the Celtics to do it, and I don't want them to piss off players for doing that for a season. Like, because I understand what you're saying. Like, If they
I do
played well
not
enough,
think
it wouldn't
sitting
have gotten.
healthy guys is good for the league. To
I
agree with
agree.
you. Now go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't want to do that. If like I get your point of they had a chance and they couldn't do it, and so that's why you're getting to this point of being able to tank. I think sending them the message at any point of this team wasn't good enough, you don't get to play anymore because we need to tank because you did a shitty job. And I obviously like you would pitch them it differently. That's pretty much what you're saying. You guys sucked, so we're gonna sit now. You guys don't get to play anymore, so we can try to get another pick. That's just a shitty message to send to the players who are then going to have to come back and try to win you a championship next year. And I don't want that. I don't care if they don't get if they're going to end up in the 8 through 10 or the 7 through 10. It doesn't matter. I just let them play, let them keep fucking competing. If somebody gets hurt, change things a little bit. You'll be worse. I don't. If they're healthy, don't sit them. Sure.
What message does it send to these guys if I don't know how it's going to go with Anthony Simons, but if let's say he's like a mid fit, like he's not bad,
sure,
not like knock your socks off good, but he's not hurting you, like he's contributing in some way, right? And they trade him at the deadline. What message does that send to those guys?
He's on an expiring contract, and we had to trade him because we weren't going to get anything value back, and he didn't.
But he could have helped you win at the end, like the second half of the season. Why would you trade? Why would you take players away?
Why did they trade Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis? Why would you take players away? It's the same thing. It's just financial.
Well, the finances are different because they're already under the second apron. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, but re-signing him next year would cost them money and put them back over the second apron in theory.
It might. Yeah, sure. But I'm talking about in that half of the season where it's you can either give everything you have to get as high as you can in the standings or wave the white flag a bit and maybe get rewarded in the lottery.
Think different than sitting healthy players. That's not the same thing.
It is just somewhat different, but it's along the same
it's not the same
pathway.
Thing. But
there's steps on the same pathway, whether they are smaller or bigger steps.
If in some roundabout way, but trading a player because we're not winning a championship, like we're not going to be able to win a championship. Let's get value for this guy because he's probably just going to leave in the summer anyways. It's different than you're not playing anymore. We're sitting. Like that is at least there's like financial implications. He's not coming back this summer. There's some sort of future implication. Sitting a healthy player to tank is as direct a tank as you can possibly be. It is. There is no other reason for sitting the player. There are a bunch of other reasons you could trade Anthony Simons. Financial, can't afford him this summer. He doesn't want to come back. We want to extract as much value as possible. You don't get value in the summer. You don't get a first-round pick for sitting Payton Pritchard. You don't get $20 million off your, cap. You don't get that off your salary. You don't get to save money in the future. You don't get to keep your options open. You sit him to lose basketball games. That is the only reason. And I will not. I can't be swayed otherwise. I get it. 100% understand. Like, this isn't me saying like I don't get it. I think you're an idiot. Like, I 1000% understand wanting to sacrifice a play-in berth and game and a chance to make the playoffs for a 10 to 20% chance for a top 4 pick. I get it. I 1000% understand it. If they are healthy, I don't want to sit them, and I will not be moved from that. The only time I think it's acceptable to sit healthy players is in the last 3 days of a season if you're a playoff team.
You're trying to get them ready to go for the playoff.
Exactly.
Sure.
That's the only thing. And I don't think I can be moved from that.
If you're superstitious, you may also believe if you don't sit the guys and you do try and compete and you just don't end up making the playoffs, then you might get rewarded through basketball gods honoring your karma. Whatever you believe in that sense. I'm not saying you're necessarily right or wrong. I'm just if the Celtics are not in a position to be an annoying playoff team, if it just feels like they are walking to death row to play a top team, in 2 years, it matters more if you got a pick.
Sure. I also don't think there is that team in the Eastern Conference. Who's the death row team that you play in the first
if you're not good, any of the top teams. I
don't think there's that in the Eastern Conference. I don't think
you're
that exists.
Bad, Death row. I think we look at death row differently because the Celtics have been so good for so long that it's like
I think death
last
row.
year's Celtics team
if they
wouldn't
had to
have
play
taken care of.
If they had to play the Thunder, Nuggets, or Rockets, death row. Goodbye. Nobody in this current Eastern Conference I see is death row.
I mean, I don't think the cat. Like, listen, you're talking to somebody who's like Cavs bad, right? Like that last year, all year, I felt like they were frauds. They waxed the Heat. Like, they humiliated the Heat in the first round.
This
like,
Celtics team is better than last year's Heat team.
I sure would hope so.
I get it. I 100% get it.
That Heat team had Jimmy for half the season. Well, they kind of had Jimmy. He was like doing antics when he was
I don't want to bench healthy players for a 10% chance or a 15% chance at the top 4 pick. I just don't think that's worth it. Because the most likely chance is you get the 12th overall pick versus the 18th overall pick. And that's a big difference, right? You get a pretty good player, but like I don't care.
There's also a chance you could trade a pick too, like where the pick can turn into something more immediate.
It'd be cool. If they're I don't want to
cross the bridge when they get there, I guess.
We'll see what happens.
Hopefully we don't even have to have the discussions. Because like again, like I'm not like I don't want to see punt from day one. Like, sure, give it a chance.
Okay, Rat List. What do you got?
Rat List, I was running today, and when I run here, I run on a bike path, and on the bike path, sometimes the city workers will be doing maintenance. Today they were painting. On the bike path, there's a side where you're supposed to walk, a side you're supposed to be a biker, and they were repainting the logos. The workers that are painting the logos drive like a city-issued truck vehicle, and I'm running, and they were taking the whole bike path to drive the truck, and I step off, running in the grass. I re-roll my ankle in a hidden ditch hole thing. I think I avoided any significant re-aggravation, but for that half a second where I thought I was about to get cooked again, not fun.
Yeah, it sucks. That doesn't sound very fun. I don't know what I want to Rat List. I have to pack the next like 3 days.
Yep, that's what I was going to ask you. How's the packing going?
Have not started. I've done nothing. We've done nothing. We've packed nothing.
It is terrible. When I was gearing up to move, I just wanted to do anything but pack.
Yeah, no, it's not great, and I think it's gonna be worse because like last year, if I had left something at home, it's fine. I'll just go get it.
You can go get it.
I can't leave anything here. I gotta take everything. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. It'll get done.
Let me ask you this:
Yeah,
are you more nervous about September 1st is the day, correct?
Yeah, we moved September 1st.
Are you more nervous about September 1st being the day this year because it is Labor Day? Do you think Labor Day is going to make this an even more difficult day to get around the city?
No, everybody's going to move September 1st regardless. So I think it's just going to be
I will be at the Red Sox game that day. Maybe I'm asking for selfish reasons.
Yeah, you're fucked. It's going to be terrible.
I'm thinking about taking the train.
That'll be fine. Yeah, there's just going to be a million moving trucks everywhere on every street. Do not drive. Definitely do not drive.
Man, that is just so fascinating to me that everybody in Boston moves on that day.
It's shit. It's bad. It's really, really bad. But
I'm excited for you because the place you're going to move into is nice and like there's cool things about it. You're going to get another friend as your roommate, which will be good.
Nice porch.
Yep. Good for events and everything.
I'm excited to be there. I've still never been there.
You've still never gone?
No, I've never seen it.
I guess that's kind of what happened to us. We didn't see ours until like
they all toured it. They said this place is sick. We got to pounce on it now. And I was in Westchester watching a main Celtics game. I was like, okay.
In the ballroom.
Yeah, in the ballroom indeed. And I was like, okay, sure, I'm down. That's fine. And then they got it, and then I'm moving in now in 4 days. It'll be fine though. I'm not worried. I don't think my room will be hard to pack. Like realistically, I have my computer stuff, my desk, my bed, and my clothes. That is it. Like that's all I have. It's gonna take time just because like I have to put it all in bags and boxes and stuff. But I don't think it's gonna be that hard. We do have, however, two TVs, three TVs, two couches, three couches. Like it's just a lot of furniture. Like that's what's gonna
Two
suck.
couches is brutal, man.
But
I hate carrying furniture. We have a bunch of TVs for this apartment.
we have a good plan though. We have a moving truck for the 31st and into the 1st. We're picking it up. We're gonna pack it on the 31st, park it in Danny's work lot out in Waltham, and then go get it in the morning. So we'll be fine.
Oh, any of you crooks in Waltham, be on the lookout.
Huh? What?
And any thieves living in Waltham.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
It's true.
Go look for the truck. Rat list. Rat list is me. I was, as I always do, perusing the YouTube comments on the last podcast. Did not realize I was mispronouncing Reese's this entire time. We had a commenter say,
I saw that.
Nobody says Reese's the way Sam says it. And I always said Reese's. I always thought it was just called Reese's.
It's Reese's.
And this is the first time I've ever been corrected on this, by the way.
Oh, really?
No one's ever been like,
in
that's
your
weird that you
defense,
say it that way.
It is a very a lot of people say Reese's. Like that is a very
They
common,
do. Okay.
But it is Reese's. It's like the name Reese, but it's like it's theirs. Like it's Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I was 26 years old when I realized that yesterday. And not only did I realize it yesterday, I read the comment and then I was like, I'm going to not dunk on them, but I was like, I'm going to go find a literal Reese's ad where, what the fuck is the guy? Will Arnett is reading the ad and he says Reese's. And I looked it up and he says Reese's. And I said, oh boy. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to even move the goalpost. I'm going to go look at the Reese's Puffs, the rap commercial where he's like Reese's Puffs, Reese's Puffs. And it's Reese's. And I was like, holy shit, I've never been so wrong about something in my entire life. And I was just like, I got to take the L on this one. This is brutal.
Yeah, that's tough. We lost our softball league in the playoffs. Sad day. We're
Close?
Out. Relatively. It was
How
10 to
deep?
5. It's 10 to 5. First round of playoffs, not
First round.
We this team has not.
You guys
lost.
should have tanked.
They've tied once, and then they won every other game. So they were just really good, right? So it is what it is. I'm not too upset. They went 6-0-1 this season. Give me a fucking break, whatever, right?
You only get 7 games, huh?
Yeah.
I guess one a week. They'll last a while.
They were nice. It was fun to play them because it was they were laughing, they were making jokes, we were having fun. I pitched 3 innings, got 6 strikeouts. I don't know how. Yeah. I'm just nasty. You look at me like, how did you get 6 strikeouts in slow pitch softball, Jack? I'm just sick. I'm just like that. And let me be so clear with you. This was not the people that were hitting were super ass. I planned this. I threw some sliders, and you.
Okay, explain this to me because, from my knowledge, when you play slow pitch softball, strike as if the ball comes down and hits the plate.
Correct.
So were you just throwing moonshots?
No, because if it's too high, it's not a strike. If it's too low, it's not a strike. You can't do that.
I see.
So what I did was I threw the first couple. So this is my speaker. I threw the first couple like this, like this, and then I went like this, and I put backspin on it, and I curved it so it moved in the air different. And so they just got
pissed me off if I was playing.
So they just got fucking shook. And then Danny and Ryan, and Ryan's my roommate, made a couple nasty running, sprinting layout catches. They didn't dive, but they were running in the outfield, got us jacked up. But it was 10 to 5. Ryan and I missed the first inning because there was traffic and Ryan was late coming home. They had a 7-run first inning. So since we got there, we won 5-3.
Your plus minus was 2. It's pretty good.
Exactly. But they were cool. It was a fun game. Stats. They deserved to win. It was just it is what it is, right? Remember the team I complained about last week?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
So the umpire who umpires the league apparently listened to my rant, so shout out Grant again. But I feel like I didn't do a good enough job convincing you about how much of assholes these guys actually are. So I have another example for you that'll really paint the picture.
Let's hear it.
In their playoff game, they played another team who I used to play on a softball team with, but we kind of split into two teams because the group was just getting too big. You know what I'm saying? So we just split.
Yeah.
They were playing.
Similar to your trivia situation.
Exactly. But past a certain inning, I think like fifth inning, if you're up by 10, the game's over. You just end it.
Yeah.
You got to get
10-run rule.
They were up by 7 or they were up by 9, I think, going into like the bottom of the 6th. So they do 1 run. It's over. They had hit like, as they do, like 8 home runs just because like whatever, like it's whatever. They proceeded to go up to the at bat, and like these are people who could easily hit home runs, and just not swing. Like they just kept the bat on their shoulders. They took 4 walks just to like drag the game out and win the game. Yeah, this is exactly just the worst fucking people imagined.
Just go and play in a competitive softball league.
Just the worst.
How is that fun for you?
There's no even gain. You're just doing it to be a dick. There is no gain. And for context, you don't have to take the walk. You could choose to stay up and keep at it. So like they intentionally did this to be assholes.
Yeah, they tried to walk on purpose.
Exactly.
That is some bullshit. I feel like such a loser every time we do the rat list, and I'm like, I got to talk about college football. But there's like a real I want your input on this, because this is less about the game itself and more so just about how a situation was handled. So last night, me, bunch of friends are playing in our online dynasty mode. Our online dynasty mode had simmed on Monday night, so it had only been like a day. Sim window is typically 48 hours. It's 72 if there's 2 people that have to play. Now, with that being said, everybody has played except one person who is new to the thing. None of us really know him. He's been good so far. Not very good at the game, but like funny guy in the Discord. Like, don't have a problem.
Is this Henry's league?
No. That league is a shit show. I'm like honestly like a week away from being like, we're done with this league because everybody's pissing me off. But
not Henry, I hope.
No, Henry's good. The rest of them are a bunch of babies. Okay, so this guy, haven't heard from him. He's the last game, so I'm like, I'm not the person running it, but I was like, tagged the guy, wellness check. He's like, oh yeah, thanks for checking in. Like, he was like, my apartment flooded. Like the two people, like 2 units above me flooded the apartment. And I was like, oh shit, reason. That's terrible. And let it be known, nobody is mad at him for not playing. Okay? Let it be known. So I'm in an Xbox party with the person running the league, and I'm like, hey, he has lost his apartment. Everybody else has played. This person is not if I had to describe this person, they are a passenger. They are actively participating, but they are not going to like win. I was like, we should just give him the forced win because he's not going to be able to play, and then move on. Reasonable or unreasonable?
That's reasonable. I thought you were going to say we should just kick him out of the league, and then I was going to be like, that's unreasonable.
No.
Force a win and move on. Yeah,
that is how it's being treated. Is if we were like, let's kick him out of the league.
Oh, he's mad?
No. Other people are in the league are complaining, trolling. But
what's his record?
He's 2-1 this season now, but overall I think he's like still negative. Like he's been so bad.
Yeah, who cares? It's fine.
Who cares? Just let it. That way we can move on. It was a big argument this morning in the channel. I don't get it. I don't like. He did come in like right before they were about to push it and be like, no, like I might be able to play tomorrow. Doesn't know for sure. Yeah. I would like to play. Just take the win.
Yeah, it's fine.
Everybody
I get wanting to play it, but
there is no person in this situation that got screwed. He didn't have to lose. Nobody had to wait. It was a good solution.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yet it has become a big discrepancy now in the thing. People are just complaining.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine. Whatever. I don't really have much else more. Brentford has won 2 games after losing their opener, so I'm happy. Well, they won one in the Prem and one in the Carabao, so they're looking better, and I'm happy with that. Liverpool's 2-0, so I'm sure you're happy as well.
Winner for the 16-year-old in the 100th minute. Pretty wild.
That was sick. I was watching that. It was very fucking cool.
You thought it was
Shout
cool
out.
when Tatum was 19. Kid
right?
can barely drive.
16. But yeah, Brentford looks
Can you
good
imagine?
Ish. 16 scoring that goal? No, insane. It's like Yamal. It's like him for Spain in the World Cup scoring, or the Euros or whatever it was. Nuts. Shout out though, I'm excited. Brentford's got who are they playing this weekend? They're playing Sunderland on Saturday, so please don't fuck it up. we'll go from there.
Sunderland up in the Premier League again?
Yeah.
Whoa. They went all the way down.
Man.
They got themselves a Netflix documentary and everything.
They went down to what? League
1, I think. Maybe it was League 2.
Who came up? Who got promoted? Let me see.
Obviously them.
So Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton went down. And who came up?
Sunderland, because they definitely were not up last year.
Leeds came up.
Good that Leeds is back. Good for them.
Leeds came up, and Burnley came up.
Burnley.
Wow, Sunderland didn't even finish third. They finished. Oh my God! Wait, wait, that sucks so hard for
Did
Sheffield.
they like leapfrog?
So yeah,
tie?
so Leeds and Burnley both finished with 100 points. Or Leeds and Burnley. Sheffield finished third with 90 points. Sunderland was fourth with 76 points, but Sunderland won the playoffs, 14 points down.
Off.
And now,
That's terrible.
and now 2 games into the championship season, Sheffield 3 games in, they're 0-3.
Well, that's the problem with that is like, for those who don't know, if they're not playing in the top league, like players just want to leave. Like they'll just. It's almost like college football. Like college football and soccer in Europe are almost like identical the way it works.
You know what's crazy though? Wrexham's in the championship.
Yeah, they just been flying up the
That's insane.
Leagues.
Imagine they get to, they could get to the Prem. Why not? Fuck it. They could get up. That'd be a fucking insane story. Very cool. But yeah, cool. Excited for Brentford. I'm playing another Volo sport. I'm playing soccer.
Sounds like fun. I've always wanted to play. I can't play. I'm not good. I'm not good with my feet.
Me neither.
I like the game.
Like 6th grade.
Yeah.
But I'll keep you updated here. But that's all I got. You got anything else?
No, we can be done.
We can wrap there. Appreciate your opportunity and leave a like, subscribe, all the same time.
Hey, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think of Neemi. Big day for the man. We are here every day, by the way. Full pods drop Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Game recaps of the morning after each game.
Oh, other big news we missed. Taylor Swift.
Oh, we could talk about this.
No, I don't actually care. I was just fucking around.
Well, I thought about this a lot since it happened, and I was like, do I want to talk about it on the show? Do I not want to talk about it on the show? And I feel bad. People probably already clicked off by now because I did start the outro. Linda doesn't know because my gripe with it was more so like, why is everyone talking about it? Like, it is good. Like, both sides of why are they talking about it, by the way? Like, the people online that are like, who fucking cares? Shut up. Like, fuck them. Like, those people, and also, like, the people that are making it about them. Like, cool. Like, happy event for them. Sure. That's as deep as it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's cool. I get why people are excited. Like, it is 2 extremely famous people getting engaged.
Yeah, but what do they care? They're not getting invited to the wedding. They don't have to save the date.
It doesn't matter. It's just like Chiefs fans and it's the same reason we get excited for
Chiefs fans like her, or do they not like her?
I don't know, but it's just the point of like I saw somebody on TikTok talk about this. Is like it is probably the most significant's not the right word, but like most famous engagement like ever. Probably it's up there. It's like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, like when he married an actress. Like it is just like people enjoy, the same way we enjoy following the NBA. People enjoy following like celebrities and stuff in football and like music artists. Like people are fans of that. So I get why people are excited, but I don't know. Cool, good for them. But
yeah, the people that care one way or another, odd ducks.
Whatever. Care about which I care about.
But anyways, we are also on Spotify and Apple. All pods and recaps are there. If you just want the audio versions, follow. They'll go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Send your opinion on the engagement. We'll do a whole review. We'll take a tally on both sides. Care,
Their
don't
engagement
care,
post,
like it, don't like it.
It has 29 million likes and 9.7 million sends. Like, you can see how many times it's been sent. That's fucking insane. But
and our video today only has how many likes? Make sure you hit the like button. Can't believe it.
Let's beat the like number on the
Can you imagine? It's like the egg post on Instagram.
Yeah.
Remember that? They
Yes.
just wanted to break the. We inexplicably become super famous. People really get entwined with us arguing about whether or not the Celtics should tank if they're bad. But the socials are at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Facebook's the name of the podcast. All the streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jackson NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us. Bye.
Check,